Welcome to Honest Astrologer YouTube channel. This video is about Rahu Mahadasha, written by G. Vijay Kumar, narrated by Rohit. Source honestastrologer.com. 90% of the people who come to me for a consultation come because of a Rahu Ketu or a Saturn period, Mahadasha और अंतरदशा. राहु तुम्हें पिक्चर दिखाएगा. Rahu will make you watch a movie. This is what I tell most of my clients. Depending upon their karma, Rahu can make them watch a happy movie full of growth and rapid rise, or can make them see a horror movie. This happens to the majority. However, in most of the cases, in the end, all that Rahu promises turns out to be illusions. At the end of the Rahu Mahadasha, one realizes that all that he or she has been chasing was nothing but a mirage. Understanding Rahu. As per scriptures, after the churning of ocean, when Amrita, nectar of immortality, came out, both demons and gods got into a fight for this. In order to protect common beings and prevent demons from becoming immortal, Lord Vishnu decided to interfere. He took avatar as most beautiful of all women, Mohini, and bewitched the demons by her beauty and offered to distribute it equally to gods and demons. However, Mohini tricked the demons and distributed Amrita to gods and poison to them. Distracted by Mohini's beauty, most of the demons swallowed poison. However, one of them, the most intelligent and alert demon, Swarbhanu, was focused on Amrit, and he realized what Mohini was doing. He transformed himself into a god and managed to take a drop of Amrit from Mohini. However, Sun and Moon saw this and beckoned to Lord Vishnu, who immediately used his weapon, Sudarshan Chakra, and beheaded Swarbhanu. But by then Swarbhanu had taken a drop of Amrit and had become an immortal. His body was divided into two, but he did not die. The severed head became Rahu and the headless torso became Ketu. Both were eventually accepted in the solar system and were given status of planets by the Lord. This story is the best hint towards understanding the nature of Rahu. Rahu is all head, no heart, the personification of desire, the primordial rebel and rule breaker who went against the authority and got what he wanted using any means necessary. He is smart, cunning, daring and focused to the point of obsession. Rahu is also vengeful, and it is said that during the eclipse, Rahu swallows the sun and the moon in order to avenge himself. Despite all the fear-mongering around him, Rahu is not all bad. Anyone who wants more has some influence of Rahu. It could be more wealth, more power, more knowledge, or even more charity. Whatever the desire, Rahu is behind that. Understanding this planet and using its energies properly can open the doors of dramatic growth and development. Rahu has a rebellious streak that comes in handy. When Sun, the ruler, becomes a tyrant, Rahu, the rebel, takes up arms against him and restores the balance. All revolutions in the world were promoted by Rahu. Being a bodiless head, Rahu has insatiable hunger. It normally boosts the non-living significations of the house. However, it damages the living significations. Example, while Rahu in second house brings a lot of wealth, but also creates conflicts with the family. During Rahu Mahadasha, the significations of the house of Rahu take predominance. The following 7 things often happen during the Rahu Mahadasha. First, desperate me. During the Mahadasha of the planet, you become Graharup, that is, you start behaving like the Mahadasha Lord. During Rahu period, people become like Rahu, desperate, selfish and cynical, and have rebellious streak. Second, desire and illusions. I have called the Rahu Mahadasha a place of illusions. Rahu Mahadasha activates the native's desire. It could be money, power, fame, etc. The breathless chase for the goal would start with Rahu and everything else would become secondary. One may keep chasing one thing after the other in a possessed manner throughout the Rahu Dasha and never be satiated. Third, rebellion. A rebellious streak enters a person. Just like Rahu, he no longer wants to abide by the laws of the authority and is often on the path to conflict with the authority. Most people who voluntarily break the laws are often under the influence of Rahu. I always pity those parents whose children are running a Rahu period in their teenage. Rahu rebellion mixed with raging hormones can make one a rebel without a cause, and they would have a revolution every day at their house. Fourth, breaking the rules. One is often tempted to break the rules and norms and use immoral and even illegal means to fulfill his desires. One goes on breaking the taboos right from extramarital affairs to use of drugs and alcohol and so on. There is only one rule that prevails in a Rahu period: break the rules. Fifth, mental health issues. A poor moon in the chart, especially the combination of moon plus Rahu, indicates depression and mental health issues. This gets intensified during a Rahu period. The illusions that one sees can range from passionate pursuit for imaginary riches to obsession with a person of opposite sex to seeing ghosts and spirits. All these can be real or imaginary. I must add, mostly imaginary. One should be very careful of mental health, especially during Rahu moon period. Sixth, fascination with the dark side. I have seen people become fascinated with the dark side of things, right from corruption in the financial world to unethical power plays in politics to occult in the spiritual world. Everything that is dark and dangerous has a fascination. Even the spiritually inclined people start dabbling with the dark side of nature using practices like Tantra, Hatha Yoga, Aghora, and other left-hand paths. Seventh, marriage. For the record, the planet of marriage is not Venus or Jupiter. The planet of marriage is Rahu. Most modern marriages are full of desires, illusions, and passions, but end in tragedy and disillusion, just like Rahu. 70% of marriages happen in a Rahu period and 70% of divorces happen in a Ketu or Shani period. Go check your own time. Let's do Rahu Mahadasha analysis. Rahu Mahadasha is a long one and often takes its time to show its results. Unlike Ketu, who starts hammering from the word go, Rahu is patient. It sits and waits for the right opportunity and then strikes. Its results are slow in the making, but they pop up all of a sudden. Let's examine its activities in all the subperiods. Number 1. Rahu Mahadasha, Rahu Antardasha period. Rebellion, illusion, passion, disappointment. I often joke that Rahu attitude can be summed up in the lyrics of hit song of 90s, Chain ek pal nahi aur koi hal nahi, meaning I don't have peace for a moment and there is no solution to this. Restlessness is the hallmark of Rahu. This is the time when native becomes Rahu Roop. He discovers a new desire and starts the wild Rahu chase with obsession. However, this period often ends in disappointment. It could be anything from failing in an exam for which one prepared for years to losing on a business that one worked for tirelessly. The good part is that Jupiter comes next to heal the wounds and give the much needed lucky breaks. Number 2. Rahu Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha, wise and restless. This is usually a good time for the native. While Rahu keeps on with the breathless chase, Jupiter brings the much needed good luck and wisdom. Native is not a wild passionate animal that he was in a Rahu period. He becomes mature, wiser and comparatively rational. Usually this luck and wisdom is used in order to push the Rahu agenda further. This can also prove to be a period of marriage, especially for females. Number 3. Rahu Mahadasha, Shani Antardasha, cops and robbers, denials and frustration. This period of two malefics can be a period of frustration and limitations. When the gangster Rahu meets a tough cop Shani, the results cannot be a happy one. Shani is here to teach a lesson to the rebellious Rahu, while Rahu wants everything right now. But Shani delays and denies. Rahu wants to break every rule in the book, but Shani shoves his rule book down his throat. Despite all the passion, everything happens in a slow Saturn manner. This can be extremely frustrating for the native, especially if he has a tough Saturn or Rahu. Many people get into desperation and often try desperate measures which can further deepen their problems. Often, people go to jail, get punished during this period for using fraudulent or illegal means. Number 4. Rahu Mahadasha, Mercury Antardasha, dangerous minds, scheming and scamming. Finally, the rebel Rahu comes out of the jail of Shani, and outside stands his best friend Mercury to welcome him with open arms and a scheme. They have a lot to do, really. Rahu has all that pent-up passion and frustration, and he is dying for some action. Mercury brings him the necessary intellectual horsepower to pull up a fast one, which these two are champions of. Often, they are out to scheme and scam the world. This is often a time of intelligent breakthroughs, creativity, and yes, in some cases, frauds and unethical behavior. Number 5. Rahu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha period. The train wreck. This is one of the toughest periods anyone can go through in life. This has been called the period of karmic retribution, using the words of my favorite astrologer, Prash Trivedi. It is believed that free will of a person is at its minimum during this period and the hand of destiny takes over. There is only one guarantee. Whatever one has planned will not happen. Even the best laid plans backfire. Normally, the fallout is akin to a train wreck. Like a train that has been derailed, a man goes differently than what he had planned and is dragged off the comfort and security of his train tracks and falls into rough and tumble of something else. Whenever Rahu and Ketu run together, they being two parts of one body signify a sort of completion. This is the period of destruction and regeneration. During this time, the old life ends, new one begins. Change of career path is almost a certainty. This is normally seen to put the man on the path of his destiny, albeit in a typical brutal Ketu manner. Number 6. Rahu Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, gangster and his mole, love, sex and scandals. Well, this is one period of indulgence. Rahu loves to be with Shukra. Both like each other and intensify their energies put together, breaking the taboos and taking luxury to the extreme level where it often crosses into the boundary of sin. This is the time when even the most prudish of people are found at brothels, the most sober of men start drinking directly from the bottle, the most loyal spouses get into extramarital affairs. Most scandals, especially the sexual types, happen during this period. I have seen men being accused of sexual harassment and get into scandals during this period. Often, people looking to get married, especially men, get married during this period. Number 7. Rahu Mahadasha, Sun Antardasha, egomania. The king can do no wrong. Contrary to the commonly held belief, Rahu does not hate the sun. In fact, Sun is Rahu's role model and Rahu wants to become Sun. When Rahu's self-obsessive, self-righteous streak meets with the royal, arrogant and self-righteous attitude of the Sun, you have a bona fide tyrant. When king and rebel join forces, you have a dictatorship at hand. One feels that he is entitled to everything he desires and then some more. As the individual becomes more arrogant and conceit, this self-righteous egomania leads to many broken relationships, bad blood, enmity, and frequent troubles with authority. This ego boost makes way for downfall for the native as he moves to one of the most dangerous period of all, Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha. Number 8. Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha. The horror movie, haunting, fear, and depression. If anything scares me after Ketu Venus, it is this period of Rahu Moon. After all the egomania in Rahu Sun, the Rahu Moon period is the ultimate downfall for a person. This is the time when all the foolishness done in the past comes to haunt a person. Rahu hates Moon with a vengeance, and Moon is scared to death by Rahu. I have seen depression in most people with a Moon plus Rahu combination. Funny thing about this period is that there is almost no actual damage. However, the mental torture and fear is enough to put the toughest of men under depression. One should keep reminding himself that 80% of what he fears is not going to materialize. I often cite an example about this period. Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha is like going to the washroom in the dark of the night after watching a horror movie. You know that the movie is not real. There is no ghost in reality, but the fear is in the mind. Knowing that the threat is not real is half the battle won during this period. The native should keep his nerves and wait for this horror movie to get over. He would regain his courage in the next period. Number 9. Rahu Mahadasha, Mars Antardasha. The battlefield. Fight, fury, and redemption. Rahu Mahadasha ends with Mars Antardasha, when one regains confidence and courage. Rahu Mahadasha, Moon Antardasha often breaks a person mentally. But Rahu Mahadasha, Mars Antardasha brings confidence and fire back in the native, and he is able to fight his way back to redemption. Using this fire and fury, he is able to cut out all the illusions, fight his fear, and remove the obstacles in his path. The palace of illusion created by Rahu disappears, and he stands in the middle of a battlefield with a sword in his hand. Praying to Lord Hanuman and Mother Durga, Kali, would do really well during this period. Final word. Rahu may give great riches and success, and unfavorable Rahu may lead to difficulties and horrors. But in the end, there is a feeling of redemption. Rahu tries to play a repeat of his own story with the native during the Rahu Mahadasha. Just like his own desperate quest for immortality eventually ended in a curse of eternal dissatisfaction, the native is led to some sort of disillusionment and despair at the end. However, just like Rahu was redeemed as a planet by grace of God, the native has Jupiter Dasha to look forward to, which brings happiness, wisdom, and completion. But before you start celebrating, there is one last hurdle called Dasha Sandhi. Dasha Sandhi, the creative destruction. The first 9 months of Jupiter Mahadasha are considered Dasha Sandhi, and it is almost always a difficult period. Jupiter takes over the charge of life from Rahu. However, Rahu would take the native for one last ride, putting him through the storm of Dasha Sandhi. I tell my clients to hang on, as Dasha Sandhi is usually creative destruction. The chaos of Dasha Sandhi would pave the way for good things to come in the future. Once Dasha Sandhi is over, Jupiter starts to take total control, wisdom is regained, and by the grace of Guru, the illusions and restlessness of Rahu Mahadasha is removed and one attains positivity and peace. Jai Gurudev. Final advice on Rahu: comparison, desperation, and disasters. Rahu has a habit of making the native compare himself to someone and feel that he lacks a lot in life, and he starts a desperate quest to get what he wants. This he does in a typical Rahu manner, taking risks and breaking rules. This comes back to haunt him later. This is Rahu's way of trapping and punishing you. Gratitude is the best remedy for countering this effect. In addition, doing Rahu mantra, keeping Rahu yantra, and praying to Ma Kali will help the native. Jai Ma. Written by G. Vijay Kumar. Narrated by Rohit. Source honestastrologer.com. Please like, share, follow and subscribe. Welcome to Honest Astrologer YouTube channel. This video is about Rahu Mahadasha. Written by G. Vijay Kumar. Narrated